All right, let's go ahead and get into the first section today. We're going to be doing 1.1, which is order of operations and evaluating practice. So first, let's look at order of operations. We'll be looking at PEMDAS. That's how we remember it. So P stands for parentheses. Okay, so we always want to start off dealing with the parentheses. If we see parentheses first, we must do whatever's inside that first. Okay, the E stands for exponents. So we're going to look for anything that has a power. All right, that will be the second thing that we have to clean up. Now, it's important as we go through PEMDAS that we write things out. Now, here's where it gets a little tricky, M/D. So we either multiply or divide. So the way we know is it's whatever we see first. All right, so again, it's important that we write things out when we go through these. Same thing with the A/S, stands for add or subtract, okay, and we do whatever we see first. All right, so let's go ahead and start to look at some examples. You guys have done order of operations before. All right, we've got to go ahead and make sure we go in the proper order of the problem. So, example 1. All right, you'll notice we have 4 minus 8 plus 2, so we have minus and plus. Here's where our A/S comes into play. It's whichever we see first. So I see this 4 minus 8 first. So 4 minus 8 gives me negative 4, but I still have a plus 2 left. Negative 4 plus 2 will tell us an answer of negative 2. All right, so again, I wrote it out. I went through steps to show what I could get. All right, in letter B, we've got plus and then minus. So 16 plus 15, again, it's adding and subtracting, so we're going to do whatever we see first. 16 plus 15 is 31, and then I have a minus 8. 31 minus 8 tells us 23. All right, letter C. Letter C has division and multiplication. Okay, again, if it's division and multiplication only, we do whatever we see first. So in this case, I see 12 divided by 3, which gives me 4. And then I'm going to multiply that times the 5 that's left. 4 times 5 will tell me 20. All right, and then letter D, you'll notice all we did was flip the multiplication and the addition, or multiplication and division, excuse me. So you'll notice we have multiplication first, then division. We want to go ahead and do what we see first, since those are the same. So 2 times 8 is 16. And then I'm left with divided by 4. So 16 divided by 4 gets us to 4. All right, so the first ones just show you the difference between addition and subtraction only and multiplication and division only. We do what we see first. Now let's start to put it all together a little bit. All right, so example 2. I'm going to go through my order of what we would need to do to solve this. So first thing I'm going to check, are there parentheses? Ooh, there are parentheses right here. So 8 minus 3 I'm going to do first. But notice there's a square on the end of that. Minus 15 divided by 3. So I rewrote it. Now, next I see an exponent, so I must do the exponent first. So 5 squared, 5 times 5 is 25. Minus 15 divided by 3. All right, here I see subtraction and division. If I look at my list of PEMDAS, division is first, so I have to do this piece first. So 25 minus 15 divided by 3 is 5, which tells us 25 minus 5 gives us a grand total of 20. All right, let's go to another one, letter B. 4 plus 3 parenthesis 14 divided by 2. So I see parenthesis first. So 4 plus 3. Now, the parenthesis 14 divided by 2 is 7, but I know if there's a 3 in front of the parenthesis that this is technically going to be 3 times 7 then. All right, now I see multiplication, so I'm going to take that and do that first. 4 plus 21. And now I can add those together to get a grand total of 25. All right, so let's continue along. Stay with our pattern, stay with your same focus, because they're going to get harder as we go. All right, letter C, 9 minus 7 in parentheses. So let's start with the parentheses. That gives me 2, but I have it to the third power. On the bottom, I have 1 plus 3, which is just 4, so we're sitting here. I see exponents. Exponents, 2 to the third, so 2 times 2 times 2 will turn into an 8, and we have 8 over 4. Now, we need to clean this up. We can reduce this. 8 divided by 4 just turns into a 2, or 2 over 1, and we are set. Okay, let's get on to letter D. So far, so good. You guys are doing a great job. Keep it up. All right, letter D. I see subtraction, multiplication, and some exponents. So I'm first going to do the exponent. So I have 18 minus 2 times 3 squared gives us 9. Now I notice I have subtraction and multiplication, so we're going to do the multiplication part first. So 18 minus 18 tells us a total of 0. All right, let's go down to E. All right, letter E. Holy cow, letter E's got a lot of stuff in it, so here's where we just got to make sure we write things down and follow our steps. All right, first step we know is parentheses. So I'm going to go 18 plus 2 to the 4th divided by 8 minus 3 times, because I know that's going to be multiplication connected, 2 plus 1 is 3, but that's squared. All right, I notice a couple of powers in this, so we're going to do our powers. I'm going to be doing this and copying everything else. So 18 plus 2 to the 4th is 16. 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 divided by 8 minus 3 times 2 is 9. All right, I notice addition, division, subtraction, and multiplication. So that means I need to do the division first. So 18 plus 2 minus 3 times 9. Now I'm going to do the multiplication. 18 plus 2 minus 3 times 9 is 27. Now, if we clean this up one more time, we're going to do the addition first. So 20 minus 27 is going to tell us a total of -7. So that is like the hardest one we can give you. That takes a lot of work, and that requires you to go ahead and write some stuff out and take your time. All right, let's get to the last example for order of operations, and then we'll do some evaluating. I notice there's some parentheses in this, so I'm going to rewrite this as 17 minus 2 times 5 over 8 minus, now remember, that's going to turn into 3 times 5 there. All right, I see multiplication on top and bottom, so let's do that part. So 17 minus 2 times 5 is 10, all over 8 minus 3 times 5 is 15. All right, let's clean that up. 17 minus 10 is 7. 8 minus 15 is -7. And we can reduce that to -1. All right, that's all our order of operations for right now. We're going to move on to the second part of the section, which is evaluate. All right, so this time we're going to evaluate the expression. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to substitute it. We're going to plug in numbers, and then we're going to go through and we're going to clean it up and solve. All right, so first what we got to do is we got to plug in the correct number in for the correct letter. All right, once we do that, we're going to go through and use order of operations to clean it up. So x squared, so instead of x is -3, let's put in a -3. Plus 2 times y is 4. Minus z, excuse me, minus z, which is 2. Okay, now we clean it up. I see a square, so it's negative 3 squared. Negative 3 times negative 3 is positive 9. Plus 2 times 4, 2 times 4 is 8, minus 2. 9 plus 8 is 17. 17 minus 2 tells us 15 for our answer. All right, let's go to letter B. Letter B, y minus 2x squared plus 5z. So again, it's important we plug it in correctly first. So y is 4 minus 2. X is negative 3, and that's squared, because there's x squared, plus 5 times z. So let's plug in our z. Our z is 2. So first thing we do is we plug in our numbers in the correct spot. You can use parentheses. I encourage you to. I did not at the beginning for my y, my 4, because it's just a positive 4, so there's nothing I need to do there. All right, I see a power here, so I'm going to do negative 3 squared first and write everything else down. So 4 minus 2. Negative 3 squared will turn into 9. Negative 3 times 9. Now remember, those are connected, so you guys probably write it like this, times 9, plus 5 times 2 is 10. So now we've got it all set. We need to clean it up again by rewriting that multiplication part. So we're going to do the 2 times 9. So 4 minus 18 plus 10. 4 minus 18 is negative 14. Negative 14 plus 10 gets us negative 4. All right, let's continue on. This looks like it's our last example of the notes. All right, let's see. I need to scroll up a little bit so I can see what x, y, and z are. Okay, here we go. All right, x is negative 3. Y is 4. Z is 2. Divided by x times y, so negative 3 times 4. Okay, so there's no signs in between these first three, so I'm going to be doing negative 3 times 4 times 2. So negative 3 times 4 is negative 12, times 2 is negative 24. Well, for the second part, if I do negative 3 times 4, I get negative 12. Well, negative 24 divided by negative 12 gives us a positive 2. All right, so 2 things from today. Order of operations, PEMDAS. You've seen it before, but we're going to start to look into more challenging problems. All right, we'll look at evaluating PEMDAS and go from there. After that, we'll do some practice. All right, if you have questions, make sure you ask, but otherwise, good work with this today, and we will continue from there.